to make a small experiment, or better, a small demonstration. I hope that you will be honest, and I will ask you to cover your eyes for a while. From the moment I will tell you. Are you ready? So please cover your eyes and try not to see what I will show you. Can you also do? How can you close? Okay. So now maintain the position, and I'm showing you an object. Okay. Now you can stop with covering your eyes, please. Can anybody of you tell me which object I showed? No. So no telepathy, no. Please.
A metal ball.
A metal ball. Okay. Any other? Yeah.
A circle.
Hmm?
A circle.
A circle. Ah, you're close.
Cube.
Cube. No. Okay. So now I show you the object. What is this?
Plastic glass.
Plastic glass. All of us, we agreed, is it a plastic glass? I agree with myself. It is a plastic glass. So, very simple demonstration. Without perceiving something, reality doesn't exist. You have to see, to hear, to touch, to taste something, to know that this exists, and to know that it is in your reality. And now I ask you another thing. Can you figure out in your mind a bottle to put water in this glass? Have you in your mind? So can I ask you, Simon, which kind of bottle you imagine?
1 liter green glass water.
Okay. You?
A plastic one, half liter.
Okay. You?
Plastic one, 1 liter.
1 liter. You?
A glass one, blue one.
Blue one. Other bottles. Okay. We see that these 4 bottles, or 5, each one was different from the others. So, but they are real in our mind. These bottles are exactly present like now the glass. If I say you, the glass that I showed you, you have perfectly in your mind the glass that I showed you. But if I say now the bottle comes from your experiences and from the elaboration of your experiences and what you put in your memory. And each one has an image of a bottle. So this makes more. We have seen now how reality exists only if you perceive it, but how reality is totally individual, because the bottle is different for each one of us. So each one of us has its own reality. But there is something more. We are talking English. Bottle is steklenica, if I'm not wrong. And glass is kozarca. In Italian is bottiglia and bicchiere. In German is Flasche and Glas. And so on. Who knows in Chinese and so on. So there is another point. Individually, we have our own reality, but we need to find a point of agreement that is based on the words. To say this is a glass, this is a bottle, or what else. If we don't agree, for instance, a German cannot agree with a Slovenian, only speaking German guy cannot, or Italian guy, cannot agree with the only speaking Slovene guy. No. This is not steklenica, this is bottiglia. And And the two, if we not understand each other, they will not be able to communicate. So starting from what is reality outside, data that are coming inside us, and going to through the data that we elaborate inside. Then we need a third element that is, and we create our reality. Because if it is different from all the others, it means that we are creating it. And then to communicate with the others, we need to find a common field of communication. Language. But in art or other kind of activities, of course, the kind of language is not based on words. But this we will see later. Now we still must consider the value of the words. I will show you. I am such a bad drawer, so I tried to make this image that is not the classic one, so I prefer to make this, because the meaning is nearly the same. Can you, all of you can see it? Okay? A circle and triangle. Okay, triangle. But let's make a small play. Let's joke a little bit and play a little bit. I tell you that one of these two shapes, they have a name. One is called, its name is Maluma, and the other one has as a name Takete. Maluma and Takete. Maluma and Takete. So which one is Maluma? All of you agree? Normally 1% doesn't agree, but it's 1%. Oh, okay. And the other one is Takete. Do you agree? So now I ask you why. Why we all, in all the world, in every culture, in every language, also Chinese, we say, this is Maluma, this is Takete. Why? I must be short. Normally I talk hours and hours, but I have to compress everything in hours, so I will give you directly the answers. Normal answers are because, oh, Maluma remembers being mommy, and it is rounded, it is written rounded. So look, in Chinese ideograms, it's not written rounded. And in many other languages, mother is said in another way. So cannot be connected with your culture. It is something much, much more ancient, coming from far away in the past. So we make a jump when we go to very last past of humanity, and we can figure out how humanity started to speak and why, especially how is much more interesting. So probably it happened something like you and me, we were hunting around, and at a certain moment I was saying you, I was on the other side of the valley, of the small valley, I was saying you, and right in that moment a big tiger with big teeth came beside me, behind me, and you were making something, you didn't know how, you had no communication with the words. How could you tell me, look, you're going to be eaten by a tiger? And the tiger ate. And what I made just before dying, being eaten, I made ah! So, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And then, at the 6th one of my colleagues, you started to say, to let me notice that there is a tiger. You started to say, ah! And say, oh yeah, this is danger, is this danger? And yes, And this ah became, look, danger. Danger in our language is ah. And maybe taking milk from mothers was and so this sounds much more like maruma. It is connected with mother, but not with mother as a word, as a cultural figure, but as just a sound that came out. Of course, these are pure hypotheses, but just to let you notice the difference between these two possible interpretations coming from culture or what is really deeply inside of ourselves. And we were talking just before about the necessity of communicating our reality to the others. Otherwise, we are aliens for the others. Aliens, they don't talk each other. We are unable to communicate each other. And aliens are so dangerous. We don't know anything from them. So we don't know how to treat them. So if you appear in your activity as a person, as an artist, as a designer, what else? If you appear to be an alien for the others, you are dangerous. You will be refused. Refused in a bad way. If you are making something very provocative, but loving the others and communicating to the others, look, this is a provocation. Do you like it? No, I don't like it. But there is a communication probably if it is a good provocation. It will be disturbing, perturbing is the correct word, and will remain, be fixed in the other's minds, and they will consider it more and more. In this case, being different, it is useful, but being an alien is dangerous. Now, I would like to make a common experiment. I talk a little bit, you pay a lot of attention, and thank you for this, so we can relax a little bit and make a little bit of fitness, if you agree. And I would like to invite you to breathe deeply like in fitness, this way. And if possible, following my gesture, inviting you to breathe all together, please. Louder, louder, deeper. More, please. Show to the others. A little more. It's almost finished, please. Still 3. Okay. Are you feeling better? I don't. My head is. What happened right now in this room? May I have your name, please? Sasha, nice to meet you, and Andrea. And your name? Ushka and Andrea. Aida and Andrea. Huh? Nastya and Andrea. And so on. Okay. We are all individuals. Huh? Are you so convinced you are an individual? We just exchanged our molecules, all of us. Some of my molecules and some of your molecules. All of you are now in my body. So thank you for accepting me in your group. Now I am part of it. And all of us individuals, we are part of the group. We are a society if we organize this group. But still we are individuals. And this is the matter with which we have to deal each day, each minute of our life. We are individuals inside a group. We are separated by the others, but there is no separation from the others. We are totally connected. How it happens that it is possible to make something as a solo subject inside a system that is not separated at all. We just exchange our molecules. Did you ever think or imagine, figure out how a dog, for instance, sees the world? Through the nose, you know? Because, so we watch around, we say, oh, what a beautiful tree, and oh, be careful, the car is coming, and oh, nice flowers, oh, such beautiful colors. And in the mind of the dog, the images that are in the mind, like your bottles, our bottles, they are, oh, what a wonderful piece of shit, oh, so big. It's like for a man, it should be pink and beautiful for me. It's smelling so good. What a wonderful dead animal they want to grow this animal. And see, oh, nice grass, yes, but the flowers, they're so full of nice flowers. And so, if we could paint what a dog sees through his nose, his landscape would be totally different from what the landscapes we have in our mind. But how is physically made the world? Now it's very much on fashion because of the boson of Higgins, neutrinos. All of us now, I suppose, we were involved somehow with neutrinos. But what are these neutrinos? I would like to tell you just 2-3 data about neutrinos. And meanwhile, I tell you these data, figure out watching the world from the point of view of a neutrino, or watching the world from the point of view of somebody that is able to see neutrinos. So neutrinos are parcels that are from 100 to 1 million times have less mass than an electron. They are not influenced by the most part of the powers in the universe, just from gravity and a little bit. They have such a small mass that they are just influenced by gravity and weak atomic power. They are the result of when, for instance, in a supernova, but also in our sun, electrons and protons, they join together to create a neutron. This is what is emitted. And they are everywhere in the universe, transpassing everything in the universe. Every body, every organ, every molecule, every electron of our body is transpassed by billions of neutrinos in every second. To stop a neutrino is needed, to stop the 50% of the neutrinos is needed never remember what is plomba in English. This is my fault. Plomba, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. it is needed a wall made of plumber that has a size of 1 million light years. Then you can stop 50% of the neutrinos, 1 million light years. So, meanwhile I was giving you these data, can you imagine what we would see if we would perceive neutrinos? We would see nothing, no differences to things, just this rain of small parcels, right? You agree? So again, we go back. How we can say that this is a glass? We agreed, all of us, this is a glass. But if I see from the point of view of the neutrinos, to say the truth also from a molecular point, it's not needed to go so deep, but with the neutrinos it's much more evident. My hand, this glass, everything, the air, everything is transpassed by neutrinos. There is no separation. No separation. No separation in the universe, in the material universe. So, I have to create something and to distinguish something from this all continuous matter around me, and to say glass, saying glass, using the word glass, I am distinguishing this from the rest of the universe. I am creating vacuum around this glass. But this vacuum is just in my mind. In the truth, in the physical truth, there is no vacuum, are only neutrinos. Does it sound what I'm just saying you already heard? Any of you have a Christian or Catholic education? Did you ever heard Johannes saying, wait, I don't want to mistake with Evangelium. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. And without Him or it, nothing was made of what it exists. And in fact, to say glass, I need a word. And all of us, we need to agree on the fact that the word glass represents that object that is not an object if we see it from the point of view of the neutrino. And in Genesis, something before, in Genesis was said, fiat lux. More precisely was said, and God said, fiat lux. So when you were blinded, you couldn't know what I had in my hand. To know what I had in my hand, you needed to see it, and to see it, you needed the light. The light, it is what is the instrument to show the reality. And to activate this instrument, God said, He used a word, fiat lux, must exist the light. Well, I'm a total atheist. I'm not caring about the religion aspect of this, but I think if somebody started many, many thousands of years ago to say something, and still we are here to show him that this is totally true, but with other instruments like physics instruments or logical or psychological instruments, maybe really we should consider that reality is something that we only are creating. So is it clear that we have an activity that is a continuous activity of creation. Continuous in everything that we make. Every time we use a word, every time we define something. Define. In English, or probably, I don't know how to say it in Slovene, define. Define. It comes from Latin. Fine is end. It is putting the limit. Again, you see, creating the vacuum. Defining, it is putting a limit around something. So, we have just seen that all of us, we are creative people. It doesn't matter what we make in our life. In every of us, our activities, we are creative. Of course, somebody is, how to say, specialized, professionally specialized to show his own creativity through aesthetics activities, for instance, or through music, through other arts. And let's say architecture and design and so on. This is much more evident as a creative activity than what a notar would make. But he also is making a contract, he's creating, he's putting a lot of words all together, creating an environment. He's really creating an environment. That is a contract, okay? So everybody is creating. But the point that is interesting, I suppose, for almost all of us, it is connected with creativity in aesthetics or in art or in design and so on. So, which kind, how to call the children, which kind of human beings are the most creative? The children. The children are operatic. They have no fear to try, without thinking to the consequences. Oh, what a nice hall! This is their mind, and they make experiences with this without being scared about what will happen. But then the evil comes in their life. The evil, I mean the special evil for creativity, that is the school. And the school, I mean not so much the university, the school. You know, when we went to the school, what is the worst thing that you can make in school? Dictation, interview, write on the blackboard, mathematics and so on. What is the worst thing that you can do? A mistake. Rat hole. Sempre show domo. Oh no, Andrea, domo. You need the V. But did you understand that I came home? Yes. But the school said, no. Bad note. You forgot the V. So I had a concept. I wanted to communicate a concept. Then I came back home. And now I have to concentrate myself to remember to put this V. And this is repeating 13 years long. Each day. Mistake, error, mistake, error, error, mistake. And then you come out from the school and you are in a society where you say, okay, red light, you can do this, you cannot do this. If you make this, this is a mistake. If you make a mistake, you are in prison. You are persecuted. And so your life, your whole life is devoted to try to avoid the mistake. Because somebody told you, right, when you cross the street, if you are in Slovenia, in England it's quite the contrary, look before the left and then right. Remember, if you are in England, you have to watch before right and then left. And if you mistake, you are dead. So, are also good advisors, you know, that will tell you, okay, it's not just, but it is so developed, this mentality of not mistaking, that all of our activity is dedicated to mistake, not to mistake. And when once I was called by a teacher of my 6 or 7 years old daughter, and she said, look, something, just nothing special, but something may be wrong, better to say you immediately. I said, what happened? Oh yes, you know, I was holding a lecture, and she was distressed. She appeared me distressed, drawing. And I was talking and she was drawing. So I went to her and said, look, Mara, what are you doing? You are distressed, you are not listening to me. And she said, no, I am listening, but I have to finish this drawing urgently. I want to finish it. Okay, what are you drawing? Oh, I'm making a portrait of God. And the teacher said, oh, come on. Nobody knows how is made God, how he appears. And my mother answered, give me 1 minute more, please. No fair to be coherent with the laws, with the norms, with totally creative. So she invented God, not bad. 6, 7 years age. And when you start to have a creative activity, you are totally scared not to mistake. Most part of art we are seeing nowadays, it's made by art with no mistakes. So boring. When I was a gallerist in the 80s and 90s, international, the art field. Each day I had such a pile of books, depliants, pictures from artists that I had to evaluate to see if there was something interesting. And of course I couldn't spend all the time to watch to this one by one, little by little, thinking a lot. So I had my methods to be quick. And a very important method was to quickly look into the images, looking for mistakes. And when I found a mistake, normally I was very happy, because this meant that he was researching. He was not just making. If you are a good student, if you are very well applied to the system of life, you don't mistake anything. So you already know how to make, oh, I have to make something, some textile design drawing, must be give energy, okay, I will use red. Must be not too aggressive, okay, no corners. Oh, we already know, all the rules, we already know. And then you see all this collection of no mistakes, and you say, oh, how banal it is. How nothing there is in it. I need ideas. I need to be provoked. I need to be emotional. I need to say, oh, what is here? Oh, this doesn't matter if it is really new, but it is important that it is moving something inside. And if everything is correct, this is the wrong mistake. No mistake is the biggest mistake. guy that spends part of his life to come back to be a child, to have the same kind of mentality. You say, okay, let's see what will happen if I make this. And then his ability, professional ability in this case, he needs a culture for this. Cannot be just this first part of the activity, this let me mix. This is very spontaneous. But then he has to recognize, oh, this is right, I will work with this. You know, in Italy, talking about cuisine, because I think we are very interested in how we eat. In Italy, we have, I discovered that it's not used in other countries, but in Italy it's so common to say when you are in a company, in a family or with friends and so on, and eating together, and then it comes a big bowl of salad, mixed salad, not dressed. And somebody has to dress it. And it is very common to say, oh, who is the most mad, the craziest in the company? He is the most able to dress the salad. And I must tell you that this is true. Who is much more original? He is really, there are three elements, come on. Salad, salt and oil. But you can really make, or if you want also vinegar. Basically. But in Italy are normally these three. But a salad, you know how is made a salad? You cannot really say, okay, I need half of this kind of spoon salt for this quantity of salad. Salad is so, it's like a cloud, so it's difficult. You have to perceive in your mind, you have to have already a taste in your mind. If I put so much with my hands, no spoon, I must touch and have the precise feeling of how much salt I'm putting. And then from the smell, oil, salt, and it smells, salt, it smells. And then from the smell, but this is very automatic. The crazy guy is crazy, but he's talking with others, but he's making this job in his mind. And then mixing, oh, great salad, very well dressed. How you could do? Oh, because I am an artist. Because I am not afraid to mistake. I'm just feeling things and recognizing when the things are right. I am creating this well-dressed salad through these instruments. Okay. Now we assumed that all of us were creative. Some of us in this room, the most part of us is professionally involved with creativity. And we were also talking about islands. So why are we creating something aesthetically? Let's say every knowledge, every creation, everything that we get is good to share with the others, or not. Let's say that right now, 1 minute ago, I have a bad news just before entering here. Atomic war started, and the world outside is destroyed. We are the last survivors. And I have a second bad news. That we have just such a piece of meat. So, sorry, you can die, but I will eat it. This is my individual egoism. But it's also a stupid egoism. Because then how, if all of you die, I'm not able to hunt, I'm not able to prepare, to cut this meat, I'm not able to many things. So maybe here there is somebody able to do this. So it's better if he survives. So as an individual being, it's good to be egoist, but as a society, as a group, it's good to be generous and to share things. And so please take a piece of this meat, because I need you. And this is the base of the need of communicate each other. We need to be a group, we need to be a society, and we need to be individuals living in a society made by individuals. If you are a creative person, you are just applying an individual activity. But if you are a society, you are, as an individual, we are applying the social rules. So when you create something, you have to communicate it to the society. Even if it is something very individual, oh, I learned how to make notes to my shoes. Okay, this is just for me. But if I tell to the others, maybe he will tell me something back. So we will see. It's better to share. But especially if I am creating a piece of art or a drawing for textile design, oh, come on, this by definition is for the others, not for myself. So I need to find a method to communicate it to make a communication of what I created, this masterpiece that I created, this big idea I had and I produced. So I suppose that everybody of you knows who is Ida. We had also an Ida here, or more than one, but I am not talking about Aida, but Ida. And okay, she was this slave in Verdi's opera. But there is another Ida that is acronym for attention, interest, desire, action. And this is a formula that is applied in marketing. Marketeers, of course, they study how we act, how we react, what is moving us to let us buy something. This is their goal, or to be convinced of something. Well, you produced your work, creative work. You have to convince me that it is a good work, that it is interesting. You have to let me notice it. So how can you do? So I will make you a couple of examples of applying Formula I. This formula is coming out from marketing environment, but is applicable to every activity of human beings. You will see. A few days ago, I was sitting with my very good friend Elena Fight. She knows everything. Something more than my name, and that I was a therapist. She knows everything. All my, what I wish, how I made my defects, my good aspects, everything. And especially what I need. So, we were sitting in the bar in Ljubljana, and I was talking. At a certain moment, Elena said, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but really must. You know, I suppose that the woman of your life just passed behind you. And now you were distressed and you lost her, this opportunity. Take the word distraction. I was distressed, I was talking. I was not paying attention on what was around me. I was just focused on conversation with them. So I said, oh wow, you had to say me before. I just had my 14th divorce and now I'm available for 15th marriage. So where is this girl? She said, oh, just behind the corner. So I ran behind the corner, and okay, as a singer from behind, oh yes, she was set up perfectly, I could really, and all of my attention was focused on her. Oh. And I had to, unfortunately she was young, and I am a little shy, So I didn't know how to get her attention, no? And it was hello! I lost the occasion. It was not the right way. So I didn't do this. No, I made it another way. I had these few seconds, I said, okay. I came to her and I said, look, I have something very original to say. Did we ever meet anywhere? And of course she laughed. Oh, I caught her attention with something so foolish. Yes, I had also a problem this same days. I'm trying to organize some things and I need sponsors, like many people. So finally, after weeks long of work, I got a date with some very powerful, rich man here in Slovenia that maybe could solve my problem of sponsorization. So I was sitting out from his office and then the secretary said, okay, now Mr. X will receive you. And you know how are these people, industrial men? They are really distressed, not focusing their conversation on somebody, but they have thousands of things to solve. So, if you just come in, you are just a 5 minutes no cure to let pass, and meanwhile I continue to think to my things. So I opened the door, the guy was sitting there and I said, oh, bam! And I fell down, stumbled on the carpet that I've seen. But I played to stumble on the carpet. So he had to stop to think to his affairs. And he came, and you know, I'm aged, so I said, oh, no, nothing. Not at all, I had nothing, but I played a little bit. And so he came, oh, can I help you? Oh, what, are you hurt? I said, no, it's okay. So all of his attention was mine. Keeping attention, attention needs few seconds. You must not spend long time, just a few seconds. What happens in a work of art must be seductive. Then we will see what there is in the work. But the work of art or design, of any kind of work, must keep the attention also. So the girl smiled, and I said, I was watching her smile. And there is a dichotomy, there are two possibilities, you know. This smile was like a piano, full of black holes, and the breath could kill a mouse 10 meters far. And I said, oh no, I'm sure, we never met, sorry, I mistaked. I went away. In the other case, her smile was honey of an angel, so sympathetic, so open, so inviting to keep in touch. And oh, I fall in love immediately. Oh, I said, oh, I was seduced. And I was very interested to go deeper. With the guy, the sponsor, the possible sponsor, when I sat in the chair, I said, oh look, I know you have few time, so I tell you straight why I'm here. I can solve your problems. And he said, you know how I made these guys? He said, what? You are solving my problems? I am Mr. X, you know who I am. I am powerful, rich, and so on. And I said, no, you have a big problem. But more than, and I can solve it. And he said, okay, this guy is crazy, but let me tell me, come on, tell me. And he was interested to listen what I had to say. So strange it was. Like the girl, no? The girl, we started to talk. And the conversation was so nice, interesting. She told me immediately that she is interested in quantum physics. Oh, I love quantum physics. And she was interested in walking the woods. Oh, I love walking in the woods. And she also told me some things that I didn't know, that something new. And so, oh, she knows so much more than me on this field, on this, that. Oh, wow. I'm really enthusiastic. I really wish to spend more time. We are here in the street. She was gone. I have Elena that is waiting for me. A few times. I wish to spend more time to know her better. I'm in love. And like the guy, no? I said, look, you know what is your problem? Everybody is hating you. Come on, no, yes. Everybody is envying your richness. You are doing nothing for the others. You are just collecting money, making things that, okay, you are giving work to the people, but with some rules, and this work is made to let you get more money. You are doing nothing for them. It is like if you have your wonderful villa in a desert, and you have the water. Your garden is totally green, and all around your people working for you are in dusty houses, because it's a desert place. But you have the system to produce rain. So what you lose if you give rain to everybody? Your garden will continue to be green, and also others' garden will continue to be green, but the difference will be that everybody will say, oh, thank you. You are such a good guy. I will work better for you because you are such good, you are making something for me, you are taking care of it. So, you have just to make something for art. It is not just paying the restoration of 16 chapel, this is so banal. No, no, no. Provide money for helping young artists and for making researches and this and this and that. And I've seen in his eyes that this could be an hypothesis to consider. But you know these guys, okay, 5 minutes, it's a long time. And my 5th minute was vanished. I had no more time. So like with the girl. The girl, I said, look, now you have to go, I also have a friend that is, can I have your telephone number? I call you later, and maybe we can go later, today. Petit café? No? Fits to you? Okay. Petit café, we spend time together. Yes, telephone number. Oh, okay. Action. Very immediate. I spent a lot of, the most part of my time was spent to create the design, then action. Meeting. Not giving her the possibility, oh, I call you maybe tomorrow, then we say, no, 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 now, immediately. Like with the guy. The guy, I didn't continue to explain him how to provide money to the artist and so on. I just said him, look, I suppose that now you are very busy, but maybe you are so kind to tell your secretary to fix a meeting with one of your directors that is involved in sponsorizing activities, and I will provide him my project to be sponsorized. And I got this date with some of them. Okay, action. Bye-bye. And this was it. And this is it. I hope that this lecture was, I applied the IDA formula, and I hope that now the result will be that all the nice girls will give their telephone number to me. The gentle guys will come to me to say, oh, I want to cooperate with you. Thank you very much for your attention. And
will you share the telephone numbers with me?
I'm available. depends for which age. So, questions. Normally, this is the worst time, moment in a lecture. Any question? I was thinking. I have some questions to put to you, but I think that if you want to say something, welcome. Simon will say something. Please.
From where are you?
From where I am? From Milan. I was born in Milan, from a Slovenian family, and now I'm living in Ljubljana. Desperately trying to learn Slovene. But everybody speaks English.
Can you clarify the difference between the interest step, the desire step?
Yeah, this is a very delicate moment. So we have the moment of attention, okay? And this is just getting the attention. And there is a very short moment in which we have to create the interest to listen. Still, there is no particular, nothing is described, nothing is really said. But there is the interest in to listening on some subject. And the wish, so-called desire phase is longer, and it is very delicate because you know how make the sellers. If you go to buy a car, maybe you come with an idea, and the seller knows that he has not that car. And so he tells you so many things that finally you say, oh, but you know, I changed my idea. I want not red, I want a black car, a station wagon, not the other kind of, and he says, oh, by case, I have just this. He is creating your need. And this is the very delicate phase. Telling about the rain, the garden, and so on. It is, oh, I realize that I am hated. So, tell me what to do for not being hated. Give me the solution. If you say, just, we make this and this and that, or buy this car is the best you can, normally we react self-defending. Are very delicate passages. Certainly, the desire phase is in these 5 minutes of work, or half an hour, depends, or 1 month, because the same is applied on a piece of art, for instance. It is the longest and very delicate. And sorry, just one thing more, and you must perceive very carefully, it's so difficult because you are talking, and letting him talk, provoking with indirect questions, what you would think about this and that. So it's putting questions that he says to you what he wants, and when he is cooked, the temptation, it is, oh, he's mine, he's so interested, okay, we continue this good conversation. No, you are there to sell something, an idea, or what else. And so you have to cut and go to the action, interact. This is applied also in psychoanalysis, no? Psychologists that are applying psychoanalysis, they stop in the moment you are close to the answer, so that you will consider from that by yourself from that point. So it's a very universal system of communication. I hope that I answered.
Well, what do you think about combining art and science?
About?
Combining art and science.
Ooh, you found the right man. I think that we are living in a time, and I'm also working, structurally, practically working on this. The human beings, they gave answers to everything to be tranquilized, to be quiet. If we said alien, something that is alien is scaring us. So, in front of all the phenomena, all the things that human beings were not able to give an answer, they created an answer. Superstitions, religions, and strange activities, and so on. But after a long time, now we are in a strange moment in which we can say, okay, we understood that we don't have the power. Our anthropocentrism is vanishing. We are trespassed by materials, so we have to consider this. We are such a small in the universe. We are such a small thing. We cannot continue to consider to be the center and to have all the answers. So we need to reconsider everything with the new instruments that we have in comparison with 50,000 years ago. We have scientific instruments. And on the other side, the scientists, they have to stop to think that everything can be measured. They know it, that everything can be measured, everything can be put in boxes and so on. Quantum physics is really my passion because it really helps to, and also science, to show how everything depends from us. So now it's the right moment to mix these two things. And everybody will continue to make his job. Artist, creator, scientist and so on. But just considering the other point of views that are and knowledge. So we are making a center of researches that is devoted for the creative people, but basically we are talking about physics, chemistry, astronomy, psychology, and of course we use art and music also as an instrument of communication, because music, especially rhythms, are inside everybody of us, and these are basically something that we have in common. If you are interested on a lecture on our inner rhythms and how we apply this to the world, on next Monday in Centralna Technička Knjižnica at 5 o'clock I will have a lecture just on the rhythms of outside and inside rhythms and how they create an harmony. So this harmony has to be created also through the art environment and the scientific environment. They are all human activities, no sense to speak. Not today.
But would you tell us what you are exactly what you are doing now, or what's your job since I understood you've been the gallerist? But what are you doing now? Because she didn't want to introduce you, so she was not allowed, in fact.
What she said? She said, I don't
Nothing.
know what you know what you
She was just quiet.
I can tell you shortly, I was art dealer till 93, 20 years ago. Then I stopped with the market and I spent all the time just to study and to research on creativity, art and so on. And now I'm not doing anything, I'm trying to do something. So that is NisemTu. NisemTu, I hope that in less than a year all of you will continue to hear this name. NisemTu Center is a place where that will be international. It is starting in Ljubljana, but not only Ljubljana, and where people they want to research are supported by the center to make their researches on what they are interested in, but at the condition that this is coherent with the ideology or philosophy of NisemTu, that is we are devoted to the research on non-reality. So demonstrating the non-reality that is demonstrable. We make workshops where we show in a week that we are in the reality. I was very short with neutrinos and so on, but we can show many ways. And how to deal with your creativity. So methodology of creativity. If reality doesn't exist, you are creating everything. So the only problem that we are passive subjects. We perceive, we produce, and we say, okay, this and that, and we are not able to manage with our creativity. We are just producing, but as passive subjects. So the aim that is of course impossible as far as we know, but we say, okay, why not? We are full of joy in making these researches on something that probably will never get any answer on this field. It will never be possible to manage the reality. But it's nice to search on this, and I'm making this.
You're just open and you don't want to put things into the drawers, like it's like that and that. So you're very like open in thinking, in everything, and like neutrons that you can't see them, but maybe you can...
I like to say that we are looking for how and we are against the why. It is quite more interesting to understand now how. So to describe things, the method that we apply, one of the methods that we apply, it is just to describe things to yourself. With your new knowledge, the knowledge of all these thousands of years, now apply, and of course you say, oh, but I need to know more, something more about this chemical reaction. Okay, we help you to find the answers. And then you apply to yourself, but just to describe something. And at the step of when you're just on the edge of between, I know how it works, and now let me see, and let me produce something, NisemTu stops. This is up to you to create, to make something. But NisemTu tries to describe everything that is interesting, that it is in non-reality, that means also in reality practically. So it's a bit of difficult to describe in few
But
words.
I got the meaning.
That's it? So,
You said we have questions.
no.
No? Okay.
If they had no questions, I would have some.
Sure.
Like, which is your telephone number?
Okay, so Andrea, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank
Thank
you
you
for
very much.
also for everybody to come. See you next time. Andrea will be here again. I hope that you will like him again. Okay, thank you.